Dubrovnik. Whether she is viewed from the north or the south, from east or west, she is never anything less than a finely balanced result of the work of both man's hand and his irrepressible spirit. Tenacity, ingenuity, an inherent instinct for survival, wisdom and perseverance, all these have coalesced on this, the dividing line between two quite distinct civilizations. Through the long centuries, while other Croatian lands form part of other states, the skill of Dubrovnik's diplomats and the impregnability of its mighty fortifications guaranteed its independence and freedom, and that it remained a republic of high international standing, both as a commercial power and as a significant maritime force. Many of Dubrovnik's citizens won world renown, and world-famous artists travelled to the city to enhance it still further through their industry and their works. Dubrovnik is a monument city. Its medieval structure, which grew out of the principles of the Statute of 1272, has been preserved to this day. The focal point of its legal and administrative power, the seat of government, was the Ducal Palace. Another palatial building, the Sponza Palace, once the State Mint and Customs and Excise Office, today houses the city's historical archives, one of the richest of its kind in the whole of the Mediterranean. The ancient pharmacy in Dubrovnik was among the earliest to be established anywhere in Europe. All this is lovingly protected by the city's patron saint, St. Blasius, whose statues and images are to be seen on the city gates, on its walls, fortresses and other public buildings. Relics of the much revered saint are housed in the cathedral's treasury. In 1979, Dubrovnik, its priceless beauty and the state of preservation of the city's monumental entity, was designated a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Its singular beauty and charm has made Dubrovnik one of the best-known tourist destinations in the world, the traditional summer festival being just one element of its attractions. It is said that streets with the elegance and allure of Dubrovnik Stradun, the city's main thoroughfare, are to be seldom seen anywhere. This mirror of stone lives on through humanity's touch, through man's tread and his laughter. It abandons itself to the casual stroller. From the fall of 1991 to the summer of 1992, Stradun was mercilessly bombarded and shelled by units of the Yugoslav People's Army, who wreaked terrible destruction upon Dubrovnik. During the most devastating attack, on December 6, 1991, something like 1,000 shells rained down on the old town within the walls and in its immediate vicinity. At the end of 1991, Dubrovnik was listed as an endangered World Heritage Site by UNESCO. But it was not only the city's ancient core which suffered damage. The whole of Dubrovnik's wider area, Konavle, Župa Dubrovačka, Rijeka Dubrovačka, and the Dubrovnik littoral, was occupied by the aggressors and systematically ravaged and desolated. The local inhabitants were banished from their homes, their property plundered, their homes destroyed. Many priceless, irreplaceable cultural and natural monuments were either devastated or badly damaged, as was communal infrastructure, hotels, industrial and residential areas. Spring has burgeoned once more. It is now 1995, and Dubrovnik is displaying its normal image. Details show that restoration work is underway, but the city cannot in any way be described as a building site, and nor should it be made to look like one. Allowing for the rules governing the individual professions involved and the specific nature of the task, restoration of monuments is a long-term, ongoing process. Generally speaking, the city's appearance has not been greatly marred, and many buildings and details have already been restored. The city's clock tower shows the correct time as usual. The cupola and the section of the stone tower which suffered direct hits have now been repaired. The roof of the Sponza Palace has been restored, and people are again able to use the flight of stairs called Us Jesuite, or alongside the Jesuits. The old well in the convent of St. Clare's Cloisters, as well as a major part of the roof, have also been restored. No longer is there a gaping hole to detract from the beauty of the great Onofrio fountain. Damaged sections of the stone balustrade of the bridge at Pile have been replaced. During the shelling of Dubrovnik, 111 projectiles pounded Europe's best-preserved fortification systems. Today, those magnificent walls have for the most part been repaired, and sections are once again open to visitors. Destruction and serious damage was also inflicted on the Franciscan monastery and the Church of Friars Minor. To date, the bell tower, the staircase leading to the entrance, and a section of the roof have undergone repair. Work on the roofs of the Dominican monastery and St. Dominic's Church has been completed. The large cross that had once stood for centuries above the main altar had to be removed for reasons of safety. Repairs have been carried out to the roof of the synagogue. The small church of Sigurata, badly damaged by direct hits, has also been restored, following lengthy and detailed research. Part of the roof, gable and bead moulding of the Church of St. Joseph have also been repaired. The colour of the stone of the balustrade and the medallion of the Church of St. Blasius betray their recent renovation. Only time will mellow the varying nuances presently visible on the facade, the roof and the staircase. The Chapel of the Sacred Heart, located within the Georgic Minery Palace, has now been restored. During the worst of the shelling, which occurred on December the 6th, 1991, the palace of the Dubrovnik Festival at number 1 Old Sigurati Street was seriously damaged by fire. So far, the site has been cleared and the roof replaced. Medallions on the first floor have been protected, while work on the damaged stucco has revealed wall murals dating from earlier periods. Repairs to residential buildings began even while Dubrovnik was still under siege. In the city's old core, about 70% of roofs suffered direct hits. As a result of systematic restoration, more than half the damage has now been put to rights. During repairs, significant and extensive damage to the wooden structures of roofs was discovered, resulting in a considerable increase in estimated repair costs. Special arrangements have been made to produce the half-moon roof tiles that are specific to Dubrovnik. Wherever possible, new tiles are covered by the original ones. The roofs of Dubrovnik have ever been a source of pride for the symphony of colourful nuances which plays upon their surfaces, and care is being taken to retain the vivacity of this, the city's fifth facade, through the manner in which the tiles are laid. Fully aware of the significance of Dubrovnik's entity as a monument, whose endangerment was brought sharply to our notice by the 1979 earthquake, the Croatian Parliament, the Sabor, constituted a standing committee for the restoration of Dubrovnik. This body comprised leading local and international restoration experts, as well as UNESCO specialists from a number of countries. Also directly involved in the restoration are the Dubrovnik Centre of the State Board for Protection of Cultural and Natural Heritage, the Institute for the Restoration of Dubrovnik, and the Association of Friends of Dubrovnik Heritage. Following the Croatian War of Independence, a special workshop for the restoration of paintings was also founded. It goes without saying that the reconstruction of the city's nucleus is a long-term and highly demanding project. Having begun after the 1979 earthquake, it gradually evolved into an all-encompassing revitalization of this monument city, based in its approach and mode of realization on the latest world standards. This principle is being painstakingly followed in the most recent ongoing repair and restoration works. The basis of such an approach is good documentation, application of appropriate techniques, and the use of traditional materials. Damaged objects are repaired or replaced either by original materials or by those with the most similar properties. In short, it can be said that contemporary know-how in conservation, combined with the participation of experts of various profiles, make the restoration and revitalization of Dubrovnik an extremely fascinating interdisciplinary project. At the beginning of May 1995, when this film was being shot, work was continuing on the repair of Stradun, which had received 46 direct hits. Final surveys had been completed and temporary concrete plugs were being replaced by stone slabs. Yet another site to be badly damaged was the Ameling Fountain, situated at Gundelicheva Polyana. Preparatory works are now complete. A new basin has been carved, damaged sections restored, and the fountain is again functioning, much to the delight of both the people and the city's pigeon population. The opening ceremony was attended by the mayor of Dubrovnik, donors' representatives, restoration workers and citizens, such occasions always giving great pleasure. With the tourist season just around the corner, efforts are being concentrated on roof repairs. At the same time, countless footsteps are gradually erasing the shrapnel scars from Stradun's stony face. So many tasks remain to be tackled, like the damage sustained by the facades, the characteristically slanted entrance doors. And like the Great Onofrio fountain, on which sections of the stone plastic and the water basin have yet to be restored. Although a part of the Franciscan monastery has received attention, the balustrades, terrace, cloister, a section of the roof and the main portal still await repair. Priceless books stored in cardboard boxes are waiting for repairs to be carried out to the library. The city archives housed in the Sponza Palace have not suffered damage, but a considerable volume of material is stored in inadequate conditions, for which a permanent solution must be found. Future restoration efforts will be directed at, among other things, the Uz Jesuita staircase. Also planned are repairs to the roof of the convent of St. Mary and to the facade of St. Mary's Church. Even the cathedral suffered damage. One project will address some of the presently deserted and dilapidated palaces at Pustiena, which are planned to be transformed into luxury tourist suites. One task still under consideration is restoration of the damaged statue of St. Blasius at the Pila Gate. The complexity and specific nature of this work demand that the best possible solution has to be formulated. The city walls and fortifications, on the other hand, are being continually repaired and restored, with the assistance of experts, donors and citizens. The 2 kilometers of fortifications keep constant guard over this city, despite tempest and time's thievish progress. Scaffolding on the building housing the offices of the Dubrovnik Festival is a clear indication that work there is ongoing. Other badly damaged palaces and buildings, now under temporary protection, are being prepared for restoration. The repair of a monument is just the final phase of numerous preparatory activities, all of which demand high levels of expertise, knowledge, and the dedication of a great many people. Needless to say, the restoration and revitalization of Dubrovnik is an extremely demanding, long-term and very costly process. The funds available from the state budget and from other government sources fall far short of what is required. Part of the work is being financed by donations from within Croatia and by individuals, institutions and organizations from all over the world. The intention of this film is to present the results achieved to date and to express our deep gratitude to all who have assisted financially, with material, effort, or with moral support in restoring the beauty of our city. And we all know how precious such help can be. The restoration and revitalization of a town is not merely a construction enterprise. It is, in fact, the subtle art of adjusting a historical entity to modern-day life, taking it step by step to ensure the preservation of its authenticity. It is, first and foremost, the enhancement of both the quality of life of a town and in the town. At the same time, it is the repayment of our debt to the past, which has bequeathed us so much wealth, and a sacred obligation to pass it on, enriched by our own efforts and our own times, to future generations, for them to pass it on, and then on again.